EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
26-yard line.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 31-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes.
Credit the sack there to Harold Landry.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he finds his man. That's Butler. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. Just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And now the throw taken in by Chark. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
They'll run for the first time with Joshua Kelly. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Kelly, the ball carrier.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3rd and 1.
And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll move the chains.
Yard line.
Rodgers now on 1st down. He's going to go up top for the end zone. They may throw the interception. Obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try it again later.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And right away he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And they'll try the jet sweep here. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And Jonnu Smith, the tight end, is intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And he's got him. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
pitching in with Henry. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the one.
Short of the goal line. A pickup of 2 brings up second and goal.
They'll give Henry another shot. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Titans have taken a first-quarter lead. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And this is good. Our score, 7-0 Tennessee. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now this will make it into the end zone. He's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line.
They'll try the left side. Cottrell, he'll have a first down past the 40. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. That one good for 26 and a first down.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle.
In a heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's a quick throw out left. That's caught. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And it's 3rd down.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
9 yards. First down, Titans.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now.
Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Off play action, Tannehill. Nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
He was covered by
a lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve. 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit and forced the field goal.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
20-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Comes out by Jalen Mills. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Throwing on 2nd down. Tannehill. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans.
Touchdown, Tennessee.
25 yards for the touchdown. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. His pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by Dane Cruikshank. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
20-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
2nd and 6 at the 24-yard line.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
The tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 47-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete.
Rodgers pass.
Give him 7 on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. He's got his man. It's Butler. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. first and 10. Here's Rodgers. They'll set up the screen to Smith. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's first and 10. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. This is Chenault on the receiving end. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
At the 6-yard line.
This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try the left side. Cottrell. And the Jags are going to be set up with a first and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette, and he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 4th touchdown on the year, and the Jaguars get a score closer. He's got it, and that makes our score 24-7.
Makes the score Titans 24, Jaguars 7. Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try to...
He's got a man, complete. That gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That goes for a gain of 31.
First down.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
That's out to the left, flat and complete. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Second and goal from the 6 this time. To throw is Tannehill. They set up the screen for Henry. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That was signaling a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's third and goal. Tannehill throwing again. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Titans are able to extend their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's say if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. So we are at halftime here on Halloween, as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start with a give to Henry, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Tannehill. Left side, it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 30 before being taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
A first down carry for Henry. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run it again with Henry. Even with him busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
3rd down.
Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it's going to yield a new set of downs. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Tenth carry now for Derrick Henry, and he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Play action. It's Tannehill. Scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
6-yard line.
They'll try to run forward with Henry. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
At the 8-yard line.
Tannehill. Now they go screen. It's complete. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll run it here on the jet sweep. Shrugs the tackle. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. A 6-yard touchdown run. And this offense continues to pour it on. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting at my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
Fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
10 at the 30-yard.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. They'll run it now with Robinson. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway, because that's your strength.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Jadeveon Clowney brought him down. A gain of 2. Brings up 3rd.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with this 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Rodgers now on 3rd down. Able to complete this to Chanel. And the Jaguars are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a first and goal.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. James Robinson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. Lambeau on for the extra point. And the lead is down to 24.
Is good. Makes the score Titans 38. Jaguars 14. Josh Lambeau to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. said earlier, this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And 6 at the 29-yard line.
Tannehill's going to hang on to this. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. So hold the phone here, Charles. I've kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Lambo to add on the extra point. And that one cuts this to a 17-point spread.
Makes the score Titans 38, Jaguars 21. Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They're right back out there after watching the fumble go the other way. Still in control of this game, but that needs to serve as a wake-up call because they're not in the clear yet.
No, the message should be clear that fortunes can change pretty quickly when you turn the ball over. You've got to take care of it, otherwise that lead could slip away quickly.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Henry. And this looks a lot like the last play. Behind the line of scrimmage, he's tackled for the 2nd straight go-around. Great job by this Jacksonville D. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. And that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
On 1st down, Robinson. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well, because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Now Fournette. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They'll run on first down. Robinson. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. To throw is Rodgers. To throw on 3rd down. Open man, Butler complete. And he is going to have the Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. On the slant, this is Chark. And down inside the 15 he goes. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
That's good for another Jacksonville.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll run here with Robinson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Robinson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Shotgun now for Rodgers. This will be caught at about the 5. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know, it doesn't feel right. Exactly.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
We dominate tonight.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Tannehill. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. the Titans find a way to stretch their lead.
Joey Sly lining up for the point after.
That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they may be giving up momentum, but not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because...
And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 30, 20. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win him the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. One final try for Rodgers. We've seen this before. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further.
45. Jaguars 36. Today's final score.
Well, at least at the very end, there's something to take away. They lost the game, but got in the end zone, got a 2-point conversion as well. I don't know, though. In the end, you still lost the football game.
You still lost the game, but maybe they were just capitalizing on the flurry at the end, right? You scored the touchdown, keep the momentum going, go for 2. Maybe they're working on something for down the road. As you said, it doesn't matter. You lose the game, but you finish with a touchdown and a successful 2-point
Some
conversion.
sort of a building block.
Yeah, something.
So for Tennessee, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sport.
Another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Yeah, this the winning team. 6 rings with a pink ring. Everybody used to pick me. One that they picking. Snakes out, they hissing. But I can't hear it when the crowd screams. Still balling like an offspring. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in it. Eating blood across it where the blood thinner. Juice stay turned like, you know. I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers. Only bread and butter what we ate for dinner. So I had to dream it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number 1. Number 2 never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna cop my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, got enough juice to end the drought. Yeah, I buy like 23. Won't fall again, and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. shame. I'm a dog, I'm a beast, and I cannot be tamed. I don't do it for fame, it's the love for the game. I go in like I'm trained. I'm prepared for the rain, they amazed. I ain't break from the sticks and stones they threw. Anything that you could do, I can do it better than you. No matter what I do, achieve, still got something to prove. I spent the check on the diamond cross, but still ain't paid my dues. She gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point